A night in 1997 saw the infamous event of Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. This was a clash of titans, but there was more to the bout than the quality of the contestants. It was unlike anything in boxing history. Mike Tyson earned an unfriendly reputation for his already notorious career that night. What went down that night? And why did Mike Tyson do what he did? Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield bouts have gone down in boxing history for its notoriety. In the events of the fight, Tyson lost his composure, which brought uproar all over the globe. It was everywhere, all over the news and the media. A series of events in the life of Mike Tyson lead up to this historic night. To understand the actions of the illustrious Iron Mike on that fateful night, let's dive into the years preceding the event. In the late 80s, Mike Tyson earned a renowned legacy in the boxing ring. He earned multiple titles and was the most formidable boxer at the time. He was known for ending fights quickly with knockout punches. His name was mentioned alongside Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali. Many believed another decade of dominance would put him on the pinnacle of boxing greats. But life had other things to say. The start of the 90s brought a series of life challenges for the great boxer. A divorce started the events of this tumultuous stage of his life. Soon others followed, like his alcohol addiction and the disbanding of his boxing team. Tyson's life began to depreciate. He began to lose his physical prowess as his mental state depreciated as well. The legend began to look like a shadow of his former self. In February 1990, Mike Tyson had to defend his undisputed world champion title against James "Buster" Douglas. Mike Tyson's attitude and demeanor before the fight showed lack of conviction. It was worrying to all who watched. Word also went around that the boxer had barely prepared for the bout. The match was end-to-end, which statistically says it was a tough one, but it should not have been for Iron Mike. The undisputed world champion was way below his best, and it saw him lose the championship to Douglas, who had odds of 42-1. The underdog took the title from Mike Tyson and left the star with a lot to think about. This was only the beginning of dramatic events to come. One would have expected Douglas's career to skyrocket after his triumphant victory against Tyson, but it was the beginning of a downward slope for the boxer as well. It was like he gave his all for the fight against Tyson and had nothing to give anymore. Douglas lost his physicality as he added weight without control. 9 months after taking the championship off Tyson, Douglas had to defend it against Evander Holyfield. Against the uprising Holyfield, Douglas was all over the place and utterly dominated in the ring. Receiving a barrage of punches after barrage, Douglas lost his title to Holyfield in the 3rd round after being knocked out. Looking to regain his title and reputation, Tyson wanted a fight against the current undisputed world champion, Evander Holyfield, but he wouldn't get it as soon as the world expected. Tyson faced personal challenges. The boxing king was struggling with alcoholism. Tyson began a recovery process for his addiction, but that would be interrupted as he was flooded with sexual assault allegations, which saw the star incarcerated. This was the lowest of lows so far in the life of the star. Tyson remained behind bars for 3 years till his eventual release in 1995. Right after prison, Iron Mike went straight back to business in the ring. He went around regaining titles he once lost, but the boxer wasn't the same as he once was. His knockout factor in his punches had deteriorated. He was also slower. Luckily for Tyson, his adversary, Holyfield, wasn't also the same. Holyfield had lost steam falling to an underdog in Riddick Bowe. Despite not being the same, Tyson was on a roll as he dispatched 4 opponents in a total of 8 rounds. Many believed Holyfield would be no match for the fury of Tyson. Tyson's opponent, Holyfield, didn't share the opinion of the masses. He had known Tyson for years, both as friends and competitors. Just weeks before the legendary fight, Holyfield lost his mother. Many said it would hinder the boxer, but that was not to be the case. The boxer used it as an incentive for the anticipated bout. The competitors threw jabs at each other before their fight. Nothing was held back despite the two once being great friends. Each was ready to do anything to win and to throw their adversary off their momentum. In November 1996, the anticipated fight finally happened. The match started with intensity, right from the ring of the bell. Tyson went on the offensive, attacking aggressively. But Holyfield was very much aware of his opponent's fighting style, and he defended well against Tyson while also getting in good hits. Many were often overwhelmed by the might of Tyson when they found themselves in the ring with him, but this was not the case for Holyfield. The Alabama-based boxer was undaunted by Tyson's show of aggression and strength. Holyfield wasn't fazed and kept his head in the game. Holyfield's constructive battle plan was evident. The boxer defended well and got in hits at the slightest of openings. This began to make Tyson restless. Mike Tyson wasn't used to this. Most opponents wavered when they met his fury, but not this one. The fifth round brought a different dynamic as Tyson, still relentless in his barrage of attacks, took the upper hand, and he got in clean uppercuts and body punches to his opponent. Tyson was gaining momentum, but the end of the fifth round saw it fade away. Despite the beating received in the fifth round, Holyfield remained steadfast. The sixth round became his. Holyfield dominated and sent Tyson to the floor. Iron Mike Tyson stood up all right, but the bout changed from that moment on. Holyfield went on the offensive, delivering serious blows to an overwhelmed Mike Tyson. It was like he was being punished in the ring. This was new to Tyson as he tasted a bit of his own medicine for the first time in his career. The 10th round saw Tyson go to the ground again. It was getting embarrassing for him. In the next round, Holyfield sealed his victory by technical knockout. The referee was having none of it anymore. This was a pinnacle in boxing history. In the post-match conference, Tyson surprisingly commended Holyfield, telling him about his newfound respect for him. The fight went on to win the fight of the year. For weeks, it was all everyone talked about, and soon a rematch was set in motion. The rematch was named The Sound and the Fury. The anticipation was unlike anything before. Showtime Network brought in $112 million from the fight. The fight was broadcast all over the world. Again, statements of animosity were sent to the other competitor. Many were surprised at the words coming from Tyson, as he once heaped respect on Holyfield after their last bout. Their rematch on June 28, 1997, was cemented in boxing history. Tyson came into this match to prove he was number one and to embarrass Holyfield. But Iron Mike would get none of that. Tyson started the match the same way as he always did, high intensity and aggressive. Holyfield, aware of this, approached the match with a precaution tactic as he kept himself a distance away from his rival and went in only when he saw an opportunity for good hits. In the bout, Holyfield's head hit Tyson's face, causing an injury right above his eye. This infuriated Tyson, as he believed the act to be deliberate. Tyson complained to the referee, but it was overlooked. This was a similar incident to what happened in their first fight, but was of little regard and consequence. In the round right after the incident, Tyson went on the front aggressively, throwing punches after punches. This did not faze his opponent, and Tyson began to lose it. At this point, Tyson did something incredibly controversial and heinous. Mid-clinch, Tyson bit off a piece of Holyfield's ear. Holyfield was in agony and confusion as Tyson used this opportunity to attack the defenseless Holyfield. The referee examined Holyfield's ear after his complaint and deemed him okay to continue after warning Tyson severely. But the referee's warning meant nothing as Tyson bit the other ear of Holyfield soon after. At the end of the round, the referee investigated Tyson's tactics as he inspected Holyfield's ears. Then the match came to a premature end. Many found this unbelievable. Tyson was enraged at the decision and began wrestling and punching his way to security in the ring to get to Holyfield. Several police officers tasted the wrath of Tyson's fist, but were only welcomed by his colleagues. Tyson was refrained and never got to his target. Tyson's actions saw him stripped of his boxing license and fined for $3 million. Just after a year, the ban was lifted as the financial pull of a star like Tyson was needed in the boxing world. The question remained, what made the boxing titan commit such an act in the ring? Tyson defended himself by saying he had enough of the frequent headbutts from Holyfield and responded in such a way to even the playing field. It can be said that one need not look too far. The boxer had a controversial reputation for temper and lack of restraint. His history of being a convict also speaks of the actions capable of such a person. These things speak of the character of Tyson and tell the world of the lengths Tyson would go to get what he wants and to protect his image. Unexpectedly, as years went by, the two boxing legends became friends again despite the infamous incident in the 90s. Holyfield once told the media they met a week after their fight, and there was no animosity between them, but a cordial conversation between them. In 2009, Tyson publicly apologized to Holyfield in an interview with Oprah. Also that year, Tyson swore off meat and became a vegetarian. Many jokes and ads were made about the infamous incident, which both parties found humorous. Today, both are good friends. Thanks for watching our video today. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. We have more boxing videos coming your way, so be on the lookout.